This is a recording of Unit 10's most missed questions on Test Unit 10. So the question we're asking is, how did you miss this question on the test? The first one we're going to do is problem number 2 on the test. What is the slope of the line on the graph below? This problem is very similar to question number 1 on your review. So if you look back at your review on question number 1, you will see a very similar, in fact, I do believe it is the same exact question. So it's asking, what is the slope of this line? You can either figure out the slope or use the slopes that are given. First off, we know that it is decreasing, so it should be negative. That cancels out h and j. So the question is it negative 3 over 1 or is it negative 1 over 3? Remember, the top number tells you how far to go down, bottom number tells you how far to go to the right. So we're going to check them. We'll start at our beginning point. The first one, F, is down 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. That gives me a point on the line. Let's check it again. Down 3, to the right 1. We have a point on the line. So our correct answer was F. The answer that was given the most was G. And if we tried G from any point, we'd be going down 1 to the right 3. You see that is not on our line, so therefore it is not the slope. Number 6. Number 6 on the test is asking to identify the x-intercept from the table. Number 6 on the test is just like review question number 2. So going for an x-intercept on the table, we know if it's an x-intercept, then our y-coordinate must be equal to 0. So that throws out g and it throws out h. Now looking at our table, we're going to see where's our y-coordinate equal to 0. That's at the negative 6, 0, where that is j. So our correct answer for number 6 is j. 3, 0 is not even on the chart. Number 8, what is the equation of the line containing the points 2, 3, and negative 4, 0? That question is from review question. Again, on your review, question number 14. If you're given 2 points, you can set up a table and use that table in your calculator to come up with the equation. So our first point is 2, 3, so x is 2, y is 3. Second point is negative 4, 0, so x is negative 4, y is 0. Now you're going to use your calculator. And using your calculator, we're going to use our stat. In your calculator and using stat, remember in your spiral, you have that information on how to get to stat. So the first thing we're going to do is clear out. We go stat, number 1 for edit. I see that there's numbers already in there, so we'll go up, clear it out, press enter. L1, go up, clear out, press enter. Now we're going to input our x values into L1, so that's 2 and negative 4. Our y values into L2, that'll be 3 and 0. Now we got our L1 and L2 in. Now we'll hit stat again, scroll over to calc, choose number 4, press enter. On your calculators, you might have to scroll down to calculate and then press enter. So my equation, given what's on the calculator, we see that A is equal to 0.5, B is equal to 2, and I'm going to plug it into my equation. Y equals, for A we have 0.5, here's my x, and then plus 2. 0.5 can also be written as 1/2. I noticed that because in my given answers, 0.5 is not listed, but 1/2 is. So based upon the information that I've gotten, we see F is not it. Apologize for that. F is not it. Y. F, G, H is not it. Our correct answer is J. It's the only one that has a y-intercept of 2. So number 8 is J. Number 16. Number 16 is very similar to review question number 16. So again, if you look at your review, question number 16 is the only difference is on question 16, I gave you the equation you had to graph. Now you're given the graph, come up with the equation. First off, let's look at our graph. Notice that the graph, it only touches your x-axis. It's going up and down, only touching your x-axis. So it's one clue that x will be the only variable in the equation, so we can immediately get rid of g and h. Now look where it's touching the x-axis is at the negative number, so J is our correct answer, is touching at x equals -7. If you recognize that it is a vertical line, you can then remember our Bucks-Hoy, and vertical goes with VUX, which means that our equation is x equal. Number 17, again, this is coming from our review, and review question number 23 is asking about the slope of a vertical line. What is the slope of a vertical line? Again, if you remember the Bucks-Hoy, U tells us our slope, and that is undefined. When we're looking at the slope between any 2 points, our change in our y or our i's, we get a number. Let's say that's 3, but there's no change in x, so we would get like 3/0, and therefore that is undefined. If you tried to put that in your calculator, it would give you an error. Number 20. Number 20 comes from review question number 9 or review question number 2. Both of those questions deal with tables. The only difference in number 20 is that your table is going left to right. During class, I reminded you, you can rewrite the table going up and down. So our x's are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Our y's that are given are -4, -3, -2, -1. And we'll use our calculator again and our stat button. Our x coordinates go in L1, y coordinates go in L2. So start off with stat. Press enter. We're going to clear out. So up, clear, enter. Go to L1, press up, clear, enter. In L1, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. L2, we're putting our y values. That's the -4, -3, -2, -1. Hit our stat button again. Scroll over to calc. Choose number 4. Again, you might have to scroll down to calculate and press enter. We have our equation where our a is equal to 1, b is equal to -5. So when we write our equation, we're going to get y equals, our a is 1, x, and then -5. Matching that up, we can see that our correct answer is F. #21. 21 comes from review question number 15. It's the same question, only the numbers have changed. So if the point x, -1, is a solution to the equation, what is the value of y? It should be what's the value of x, because it gives us the value of y as -1. But the value of x, so this gives us a y value as -1. Everywhere you're going to put in a y value, everywhere you see a y, you're going to put in the value of -1. And then solve for x. This gives us x minus, see, -2 times a -1 will be a +2. And in solving for x, we want x by itself, so we'll subtract 2 from both sides, and that gives us x equals to 5. Correct answer is D. Number 22, which equation describes a line with a slope of 3 passing through the point -2, -1? This is review question number 6. They're giving us a slope. That means m is equal to 3. And they're giving us a point. This is x and y. So using our slope-intercept form, we're going to plug in a value of y as -1. Our value of m is 3. Our value of x is -2. And then plus our b. We need to solve for b. So if -1 equals 3 times -2, that's a -6, plus b. We want b by itself, so we'll add 6 to both sides. -1 plus 6 is a +5, and we are left with b is equal to 5. So I need a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 5. Every single one of these has a slope of 3, but f is the only one that has a y-intercept of 5. The last page comes from the review, and this is the last page of the review. It's very similar, so review questions number 26 through 28. Okay, which best describes the relationship shown on the graph? We're asking for a trend. It's a negative trend, positive trend, a constant trend, or no trend. Okay, if you look at your points, our trend is trying to draw the best fit line between all the points. It may not hit all of them, but we're trying to get number of points above and below to be exactly the same. Notice the line that I drew, it is a positive slope line, so it has a positive trend. 24 and 25, notice these are basing on my line I drew, and this is an estimate, so there is not an exact answer. So based on these results, if a team practices 4 hours per week next season, what is the best estimate of the number of debates the team can expect to win? So if I'm practicing 4 hours per week, I'm going to go along the x-axis, 4 hours per week, go on up, and come on across. I get 16. So the best estimate, which one of these numbers is the best estimate? Okay, 1 is definitely too far away. 20 is 4 away. 12 is going to be 4 away. So 14, or G, is the closest one to 16. Again, it is the best estimate. 25, based on these results, if a team wins 6 debates, so notice debates 1, 6 is somewhere between the 4 and 8. What is the best estimate of the number of hours they practice per week? So if I go to my line and come on down, I'm going to the line and I get 1 or A. I'm going to the line that I drew, not necessarily the dots on the paper. So you would notice on your test, 24 and 25, I did not count them right or wrong, and mainly because I wasn't sure that I covered this material best. You can expect to see a problem like this on your test tomorrow, however. Notice that each one of the questions that was on this most missed were questions that came from your review. They are exactly like the questions on the review, only the numbers have changed. So this is to encourage you to complete your review for your unit test number 11. You will see new types of problems that we covered in unit 11, but you will also see problems that were covered in unit 10. So the ones we just covered today on this particular review will be on the test also. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good luck.